So now that you are aware of the different aspects of sexuality that you have some judgments around, I would love for you to dive really deep into those judgments, to research, to gain as much understanding and awareness of the different topics that have come up for you, to really explore these aspects of sexuality. If, for example, like period sex is just gross for you, researching what the menstrual flow is, deeper, understanding the menstrual flow, understanding what happens with the hormones during that time, research into what blood was used for in pre-patriarchal times, what it's used for when we are pregnant and what it does. There's a menstrual magic booklet in here, do some of the practices and really go deep into that particular judgment, and potentially through exposure, your perception will begin to shift and adapt and change. And this isn't to change you. Like if something, if you do look into things deeply and it just doesn't shift, that's totally fine. That isn't your medicine, your place. You don't have to do anything you don't feel comfortable doing. However, if you are interested in exploring these aspects and different judgments and wanting to shift things and wanting to move and grow, then that possibility is there. And this, I feel, is one of the best ways to do it. And, the same will apply with your clients. You may come up against, something where they're just, you've given them education and information surrounding a particular aspect, and it might be that it's not shifting for them, and they can't move past it. And that may be the end of the coaching road for them. So maybe someone will come to you with a particular issue and it's not your thing. That will be the end of their journey with you, but you will refer them on to somebody else. The same is true if someone comes to you with a problem and you're helping them through it and you're giving them the solution and giving them education and exercises and practices, and then they just can't move through it, or they can't do the practice or the exercise. An example, they've been seeing you for a couple of weeks, and then they decide, and then you share with them how to communicate what they need with their partner, because that's one of their biggest problems. They can't communicate what they need, and they're having painful sex, and they're tolerating their sex, and they say to you, look, I just can't do it. I don't want my partner to leave me, or I don't feel safe, or I don't know how to do it, and he won't talk to you, or she won't talk to you, and I don't want to talk to them, and I just can't do it. You might have 2 sessions with them and they still haven't done it. And that may be as far as you're needing to go. They may be like really sexually activated, know what they want, know what they need, and they just can't communicate it. And so that may be where your coaching path kind of ends with them until they are ready to take that step. So you might, say, look, we need to kind of end it here, because that's all that's needing now is this communication, and then, I can work with you both. But if you're not ready to communicate, I suggest you read this book or listen to this podcast. Maybe this practitioner will help you more. But for me, for now, we're going to have to end it here, because what can happen is you can just feel exhausted that this person isn't doing what's needed to done. You can see, this step that they need to take and they're not taking it. And that might be your cue to kind of end the coaching, because you're wanting results. You don't want to just kind of keep repeating the same thing and avoiding the actual issue that's come up. And so that's kind of like a similar thing. It's like, okay, this has come up for me, this judgment surrounding sexuality, and I'm going to be a sex coach, and it's not shifting, and I don't want it to shift, or I'm not really interested in it shifting, or it just isn't for me. Cool. How can I leave that alone? How can I supplement that? How can I make sure I have someone refer to, if someone comes to me with this problem, how can I refer them on? So that's everything for this little video. Much love to you all. See you in the next one.